Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Friday the 25th of June. So let's have a look through these markets. Actually, just before I do that, of course, we should always start with looking at what risk is coming, risk events are happening today. Well, there's very little really. 1:30, we've got the core personal consumer expenditure. Is that? I'm trying to remember but it's basically inflation. There you go. It is expenditure. That's coming out at 1:30. That might give us a little movement. There's a lot of focus on inflation at the moment, regardless of the Fed pinning everything on jobs. But let's just watch out for that at 1:30. 3 p.m. we've got the consumer sentiment. I haven't really seen too much. In fact, the impact on here is still shown as orange. It's really yellow. It seems very little in terms of any price action. But there we go. Very little today then in terms of uh, concerns of events. Right, let's look on the technicals. So yesterday, if anyone joined us here on the day trading room, we got a long on the euro. Well, that's still running at the moment for our 2-3 days. So we're sitting there, and I'm sitting there on a long. My target shrunk a little bit. I was looking at the 4-hourly 50 yesterday. It didn't quite get there. It might come there today. It's really the first test since it's actually come through. I've got an alert set up there. I will adjust that target because, well, it is what it is. It's moving. It's the trouble with moving averages when you use them as a target. They do shrink sometimes. It could, of course, push through, but I think I'll just take all out at that target if you, as I say, if you were looking for that with me. So I'll adjust that target. It's not going to be the great move or the better move I expected, but things changed and it's a bit slow. Looking like it could just carry pushing on here this morning. But the markets have got a bit rangy. I mean, yesterday's range was quite tight. Today's range also quite tight. What did we do yesterday in terms of pips? 39 pips. So it's a real tight old trading range yesterday. And we'll get this during the early parts of the summer sometimes. It's not... there's still potential action out there. Pound looks a bit edgy to me. It's quite weak looking from a daily here. It looks like it's swinging back down again at the moment, but a lot of that was built up on the news. There was a sort of a disappointment. There was a great expectations that the Bank of England might have done something more, mentioned something more, but nothing happened, and that just literally saw the pound sell. Now, I'm not massively convinced that's the route for it, but that's certainly the way it's going at the moment. There's still more likely expectations that interest rates will be increased here quicker than it will be in the US, for example, but they're being quite conservative in their outlook there. I'm just looking. Often we were talking about this yesterday. Often we just get these moves back to where we were before the market happened. Actually, I can't really do too much with this because I was trying to see it. It was dipping down a little bit before the data came out, but I was expecting it to just come back to mean, and it might still do that. Still might work its way up there, break above there's a little trend line running from the high there on the 9 o'clock last night. If it can break back above that, well, it may just move back in towards its daily R1 sort of area, back into these levels up here. I guess it's easy on the sell side of things. As I said, it looks a little bit bearish from the downside. There you go. Probably somewhere like that. There we go. Let's put both lines on. So there it is. It's between a rock and a hard place at the moment. Daily wise, it looks like it could shove down this way. My thoughts in terms of what often happens after news like this, which was almost nothing, is that we see a move back up, but just seeing 8 o'clock, and it might go a little bit early. Just wait until maybe even a breakdown here a little before I take anything on that. Okay, dollar yen. Dollar yen still pushing up here at the moment, or has been largely, putting a new high yesterday, but then sold off a little bit. And well, easing back this morning as we look at this, and a break below a 110.686, that sort of area would give us a lower high. We had a bit of divergence over the tops here. Maybe it has got a bit more correction to go through. If you look at the 60 minutes here, we could be heading down towards this sort of S1 area, maybe more. It's just starting to strengthen up a little bit, this yen at the moment. Could be back risk off again. As I said, I do wonder if the yen's starting to be used in that way again. Although, looking at the commodities currencies, this is where the upside potential seems to be a bit more. The Aussie already pushing up this morning. Again, it's above its weekly pivot. I mean, looking at the euro, it's still below. Here it's managed to be above, and it's pushing up at the moment, so maybe a bit more upside. It's just very difficult. The ranges are so tight on the Aussie to be day trading. It's more of a swing trade. 26 pips yesterday, nothing in terms of real sort of movement to get into a trade. A bit of volatility could have taken us out at any time during that day, so it's retrospectively, it's easy to say, oh, we should be looking for longs. Well, yeah, maybe, but you've got to be considering swing longs. Canadian dollar, on the other hand, well, this is starting to move in the direction. I was a bit pessimistic yesterday about doing anything. Looking at it now, it's starting to shape up that it might roll back to the south side, downside here. It has confirmed lower highs in on the 60-minute time frame. It's got this trend line that's sort of running across. Maybe that's let's just pop that on there if I can. There we go. It's just broken that actually this morning. Again, I'd probably be a bit patient and just see and wait for as it moves through this morning. I expect some relatively tight old movement again. What did we see yesterday? We saw 58 pips, a little bit more than what we saw everywhere else, but it's just been a patience game with the CAD for me at the moment. Okay, that's pretty much it there. Let's just have a look elsewhere then. What we got the S&Ps. So S&Ps, yes, yesterday, yep, new highs once again. Mentioned this last week, and you can't give up on these at the moment. Let's have a look at the other markets. In fact, I'm looking at the S&Ps pushing up there, looking at the wrong thing here. Whoops. You don't want to see that one. You want to see this one. Let's just have a look here, and let's just have a look at the indices here. Let's just run through a few indices. So Dow Jones carrying on. It's picking up again. Yesterday it's a bit okay. It pushed up, but the previous day is a bit sluggish there. Pushing up okay. Nasdaq new highs, new all-time highs again. So you can get the drift of the. That's the Nasdaq again. Where is it? FTSE. I was going to bring in FTSE pushing up. So FTSE and Dow much more correlated in a sense, it seems. And the DAX. Let's have a look at the DAX. DAX futures there. It's a little bit slower as well. So yeah, as explained before, the broader market seems to be pushing up better. Okay. That's that. Just look at whilst I'm here, might as well look at the treasuries. Treasury is sliding off here, which is generally not so good for the dollar. Let's just run through, and you just see constant dropping further and further down the treasuries. So generally, that suggests a bit of more dollar weakness with the correlation that we see there, but not really seeing too much at the moment. Right, okay, it's S&Ps. We can bring this back. Bring this back here, and let's have a quick look at the crypto side of things. So Bitcoin pushed up well yesterday, continued to bounce, selling off at the moment. Ethereum, similar picture, didn't push up quite so well. Still maybe some value to where it is, although these could just be sort of retracements before they sell back again. It may get more downside to me with the likes of Ripple and etc. They're just back to where they were a few months ago. If you come out to the weeklies here, look, and we're back into those sort of levels where I just thought they were reasonable value if you were going to be looking for them. So it's in my opinion anyway. Right, okay, that's pretty much it there. That's it. Oh, oil and gold, crikey, how can I miss them? Gold struggling. I keep on saying this. It's a struggle. It's a struggle with gold. It just really it's pushed up a bit this morning, but every time it looks like it's going to do something quite well, off it rolls back again. And well, it's well, struggling. It has got some half decent support at the moment around that 1774, but at some stage keeps on knocking on that door. I think we'll see it break down, so just be wary of that sort of level down there. That's that oil. So let's bring that to the dailies first so we can see what happened. A bit of a doji day there, sitting there. Are we going to get any reversals off this? Actually, let's just have a look. Have we got any divergence? I thought we might have. There was a bit of divergence, but it's now the strength's coming back into it a little bit. I wouldn't really want to be trading against it. I can't even trade with it at the moment though. It's just going sideways. Maybe a break later on above this sort of 73, 59, 60 area could be a bit signifying more upside back to those prior highs, up to 74.20 sort of zone maybe. There we go. That's it for me there. Nothing else. Well, I wish you a great day's trading out there on YouTube, etc. And I'll speak to you in a moment in the room. Bye for now.